everyone to another episode of our Virtual Internships Career Webinars. Today we have an expert insight series, meaning we have an expert with us who will share all their knowledge in a particular topic. And today's topic and speaker is How to Optimize Your Resume for Job Searching Success by Lisel Fliby. So thank you very much and very BB, super welcome. Lisel, how are you doing today?
Hello, Mirta. Hello, all 71, or I guess 71 including me. So 70, all 70 participants today. I'm joining in from Chiang Mai, Thailand. And yeah, welcome. Thank you
Thank you,
for
Lisel,
being
for
here
being
today.
here. And we have a very diverse audience, as you have seen, people from everywhere really eager to listen to you and share everything you know. Well, not everything you know, that could take a lot, but at least something of what you know. So you're welcome to introduce yourself, tell us more about yourself so we get to know each other. And then, yeah, I'm very excited about our session.
Yeah, sure. So, I am from the Philippines, but I've also worked previously in Singapore. So, I you can say that I am not afraid to start from scratch because I moved from banking to academe to a non-government sector, and I've also moved from employee to now being an agency owner. So a lot of transitions that happened from when I started doing independent contracting. So I also moved from freelancer to agency owner, and now having and managing my own team. So at the heart of what I do is really looking at a person and preparing them for their next stage in their professional lives. Because a big chunk of my writing experience is on being a resume writer and also a LinkedIn strategist, because what I will be sharing later is really a product of my experience. Uh, uh, w- I will definitely touch when I was still younger. Oh, good that there's no one here who is my age, I guess, or something. But yeah, we will definitely touch on that. And
I
just
think
to
our
give you to
audience
a
is pretty
preview.
young, but they're all I think we're also young, right? They
Yeah,
say the
that's true.
30s
Young
are
at
the
heart.
new 20s.
I agree.
And definitely I think it's a state of mind age, although my passport tells
Yes,
me a number. But yes, I think in
I
any case,
agree.
we're always learning. So no matter what our age is, we're always learning. So definitely this is for everyone.
Exactly. Exactly, exactly. And as long as we're continuously learning, and as long as we are in it for finding a solution to problem, we will always have an opportunity and find that opportunity. So I think it's one of the mottos here. And as we are discussing something that is so tangible, like resumes and how to get better opportunities, there's one motto that I want everyone to know. Okay, I'll be sharing it here. And this is what we call as progress over perfection. So let me just type it: progress over perfection. Can someone type it back at me here at the chat? Okay, because we cannot we cannot progress until we take the first step and the next succeeding steps. And when you look at your resumes or your profiles now, whatever it is that you will learn, the best thing is to apply what you can already, and then sleep over it, take a look at it, and then apply it again, and just send it, because we'll never know up until we get to send it to the recruiters, or to whoever that will be reading our resumes. Yeah, that's my favorite quote: progress over perfection. Yeah, thank you to those who messaged it back here.
Nice, excellent. So, okay, the floor is all yours.
All right. So let me share my screen and let me know if you can actually view it.
Yes. Nice.
Can you give me a number one on the chat if you can view my, oh yeah, thank you, Damian. Thank you, Tanya, MSD, Krisha. Perfect there. So this is me. I have a company and it's called OptiRite. So you can also like connect with me via WhatsApp. Just scan this on your WhatsApp. So I've delivered talks to both universities but also business associations. So I guess whatever it is that I will be sharing for today, just see it also as an accumulation of all of these the learning and also from you. So I do believe that learning should be a two-way street. So I deliver this talk, but later on, please ask your questions because I also learn from that. I am honored to be here and representing the Philippines too, as I was honored to be one of the top 100 Filipinos on LinkedIn for learning in 2023. Okay, so my talk will, well, before I start, I would like to know or get the sentiments of the group. Okay, so um I will be asking a question, then please do a thumbs up if in case you resonate to it. Okay. How many of you are here because you want to explore what's out there? You know, you're in the A bracket. You want something better that can be achieved in the next few months. You have a goal and you want to achieve it in the next few months and you want to explore what's out there. Can I see a thumbs up or raised hand? Yeah, good.
Yeah, in the chat we're
Thank
seeing a
you,
lot of
Elder
thumbs up.
Zoleka. Okay, perfect. Maybe all 87 will be here and doing a thumbs up. Yeah, perfect, perfect. Thank you. You're in the right place. Okay, thank you. Now, how many of you are here because you want to pursue international internships or maybe do a postgrad studies in the near future? Anyone? Can I see also? Oh, Li Jing. Okay, Krishna. Perfect. That's why you're part of the community, right? Because you want to pursue these things. Great. Thank you so much. Um, Now, there is also those of us here who wants to build a good impression. You want to seem trustworthy among future employers or future clients. For those who are entrepreneurs, I mean, when I deliver this talk, there are those who are already from the start, maybe because of family influence, or maybe it's really because of something innate to them. They are entrepreneurial and they want to build a good impression from the get-go. Anyone who are here, entrepreneurial? How I wish I was like that when I was still young. You know? But anyway, no regrets. Okay. And lastly, how many of you who are here because you already tried sending out your applications? You did your homework. You already created your resumes, but you want some validation to know whether you are doing it right. Anyone here? Okay, yes, yes. Oh my goodness, Aina, why are you crying? You're in the perfect place. You're in the perfect place. Okay, so I officially would like to welcome you to this topic. So disregard the minutes. I will just finish the this session, of course, and my topic will be how can a fresh graduate or a new graduate or someone with at least less than 3 years of experience deliver a strong impression. Okay. And the reason why we're here is because times have really changed from way back. The question was, why do we even need a resume to introduce ourselves? I'm sure there are already some video resumes that are happening. There are some who are being referred to, but why do we still need a resume? So if you can recall your elementary days, okay, just recall, okay, when back when you were still in elementary, when someone asks you, hey Mosa, what do you do? What do you do? You say, okay, I am a student, and anyone would understand that. But then you join the workforce. You realize that there are many possible job titles, functions, and designations, which may or may not fully capture what you do. So I don't know about you, but when I started, my first job isn't exactly what what my major was, right? So, or my specialization was, but I just, I just wanted some experience. So when when you join the workforce, you realize, oh my goodness, there's a lot more titles. If you say someone who is a marketing executive, but there's a lot more of many different specializations under marketing. And then, of course, you wanted to upskill yourself, right? And then you took on different certifications. You took up online trainings. You even added a degree. Let's say you are multi-potentialite. It's not like you are a computer engineer, but you're also someone who dances, someone who sings, someone who is very much inclined to be teaching also. So there are also some people who are who who has a lot of energy and time, and then take on two different jobs at the same time. But when all of these is happening, how then do you describe yourself? It's no longer that simple as being a student, right? So let's say there is just one word, and you say, hi, my name is Elizabeth, and I am, right? When you're introducing yourself, it's kind of hard just to introduce ourselves in just one word because of all of these things. Now, what's the difference between a resume and a CV then? If a resume or a CV is a way for you to introduce yourself. Okay, so let me just break it down for you. So a CV is a detailed outline of your professional history. So basically, it's like a laundry list. It can be as long as your work, education, training, community, etc. List of awards. It could be so long, as long as you have all those in your professional history. There are standard sections there, so that means um, an evaluator can go through your CV and expect that that you included all these sections, right? So when you apply, a company will say, okay, I want the CV, and then these are the things that I want to see. There are CVs which are part of standardized requirements, like a federal CV, a medical CV, an academic CV, right? So those are expecting really a CV, meaning a laundry list of everything that you've had across your work history. And yeah, if you were inside the company and you are moving, it's like an internal requirement, then yeah, usually a CV is being requested. Now, what's the difference between a CV and a resume? A resume this time is your personal marketing tool. Okay, so it is designed to sell your key strengths and potential to the reader. So by then, because it is your personal marketing tool, then you can highlight what it is that is only relevant to your purpose. It's like if you follow a strategy and you stick to it, um, you can be a little bit more flexible with a resume when it comes to sections and formats, right? So there is a resume for freelancers. There is a kind of resume for those shifting careers. And there are also resume for freshers, like those of us who are here and they graduated or just less than 3 years experience. So the main difference between a CV and a resume is more targeted, it's more flexible. A CV is a laundry list. Anyone, is that clear? At least the first thing that I mentioned.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, I
Can
think
I see a
that's
number?
pretty
Clear?
clear.
Clear. Good. Good.
Yes.
Okay. Now, what's the best thing to do to submit? Is it a CV or your resume? Anyone who wants to answer my question? Is a CV better than a resume? What do you think? What do you guys think? Type it in the chat. Shelly tells me that resume is better. Dagmani said it depends. Yeah. resume, CV for current. If I were HR, I'd like a resume. Okay. Okay. Thank you. So let me break the the debate here. CV or resume, it really depends on your target. So those of you who says it depends, well, then you're right. Congratulations. It really depends of your target. So the rule of thumb is to submit the format which is required or asked in the application brief. Okay. Um, yeah. Later on, I mean, you can see that there are some CVs that look like resume, of course. But the aim there is personalization. So, um, now the question is, do I devote the time to teach you something that is like a standard document, like a CV, or do I teach you the whys and hows of using your resume to expand your options? So, of course, I would teach you how to write a resume. Okay, but just know that it really depends on the target. Now, if you look at targets, the target for any job seeker is for his or her resume to be viewed by recruiters, like the screening committee, the HR who will be the first one who will receive it. Now, if our resume is meant to be our marketing tool, then we have to think like a marketer. Anyone who's marketers here? Good to know. Okay, so three participants. Nice, nice. So if you are a recruiter, and do you know what their major concerns are at this period? Let me tell you what it is. First, there are really a surge of applicants, right? So in 2019, a corporate job post receives approximately 250 applications. Can you imagine how it is now? So I looked at LinkedIn. I searched for key account manager roles from different multinational corporations, and the results are, wow. For J&J, there are 269 applications. And that was like, the post was 4 days ago. P&G had 108 applicants 1 day ago, and Samsung had 408 applicants posted 2 days ago. So if there is a surge of applicants, so just imagine that it is indeed a big challenge for a recruiter. So that's why they are screening at speed. They are forced to screen all these resumes, all these applications at speed. And they also have the luxury to be picky. There's so many applicants to choose from, especially that there are roles which are open to remote jobs, right? So if they find a typographical error, if your resume is hard to read, um, there are some inconsistencies. It's easy for them to remove your resume from their pile. And because they can also do a search, like a Google search, they can quickly validate a candidate, right? So I think in the next 1 minute or so, I challenge you to type your name on Google and see what their search results are. Can you Google yourself for a minute? Type your name and yeah, see what's in your search
That's
results.
a nice
Can you do that for me?
exercise. That's a nice exercise to Google because oftentimes we'll see if this is the experience of some in the audience. We surprise ourselves about the information there's around there about ourselves that we didn't even know, perhaps.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. And of course, because it's easy to validate, um, you can also see, you can already like look at the end from the end in mind, you might find main platforms such as LinkedIn, which will always be one of the first in the search results on the pages. And if that is the first in the search results, you might also it will definitely be best that you also optimize LinkedIn aside from you know
Yeah, definitely.
your
Hmm.
resume. Mhm. Yeah. Okay. So yeah, given that, interesting. Tanya says interesting. There. Now the main question. on the minds of a fresh graduate or someone with less than 3 years of experience perhaps is when applying to jobs is what do I write when I don't have too much experience, right? And the second question is how can I make the recruiter or the company that I want to apply to see my potential? The first question is tricky because because it is the easiest to answer, but it also is the easiest to fail when done in excess. So what I'm saying is, when you bump up your resume, even if you don't really have an experience on that, then yeah, it's not only unethical, but you also raise too much expectations when you get there. But the second question, how can I make them see my potential? It just takes some strategy and some ninja techniques, which I will be teaching later. Because basically, the one who'll be reading your resume, like the HR, or in this case, if you want to get into postgraduate studies, then it's the admission director. They will want to know whether you are a good investment for them. Okay, so I will explain further in my next few slides. Okay, so we first answer the first question. What do I write when I don't have much experience? Can I see your ideas? Can you type some ideas? What do you think? What else can you write about if you have less or no work experience yet? Anyone? What do you think you can write about? Your skills, yeah. Gurkhan, yeah. Skills, yeah. Hard and soft skills, personal projects, yes. Yes, definitely. Potential abilities, academic projects. Okay, university coursework, transferable skills from the jobs that you have done. Yeah. They're good, Mirta. They already
They're
know
good.
the
Yeah,
the answer. Yeah.
they've been coming to our webinars. That's why. You see, they
See, if
learn
you
a
come
lot.
to the webinars, it's so easy for
Yes,
you to know.
yes,
Yeah. Okay, so
that's
the
good.
things that you mentioned here, let me just flesh it down for you, okay? So resume essentials. If you talk about relevant academic achievements, examples of these will be honors and awards, your graduate thesis, your certificate programs, or completed coursework. On the right, I hope it's just a bit, Anyway, you can see. So it's something like how you can reflect it on your resumes. So honors and awards, what's your dissertation, and your completed coursework. So why do you have to mention these? Because first is you should not assume that the one who will be receiving your resume is actually or is immediately knowledgeable of the coursework that is part of your bachelor degree, right? And second, it's also about keywords. There are of course some coursework that would be related to the job or the position that you would like to apply to. So the rule of thumb here is these are the ones that you can reflect. Okay, not just I'm a graduate of that. Okay, next. Yes, I also saw someone who answered about academic and co-curricular projects. So you can uh indicate your academic projects, community projects. So volunteer projects are also okay. Organizational projects, yes. But then how do you choose? What if you have tons of these? So if you are going to be choosing among your co-curricular projects, so choose those which you have some leadership or held some special task, and then describe your role and the results. Okay, so don't just say, okay, I was the chairman for this fundraising event. So also just put a small description about how much did you raise, right? Or how many persons did attend, or if it's like you manage something within a scope or a geography, like you manage several events, 2 to 3, or within specific area, then you also describe that. Yeah. Yes. So what we are doing right now is fleshing out. If you don't have experience, we are revealing how you can actually call from your own experience and put it on the resume. So at this point, don't first like think about, oh my goodness, it's too long, or oh my goodness, it will not fit 2 to 3 pages. So we're just, fleshing it out. Yeah, Michaela? Okay. In terms of these are also the things that you can put, relevant licenses, training, and certification. So in terms of format, there's the full name of the course. There's the name of the certifying organization, very important. Date obtained and expiration, and location if applicable. Okay. Think there are a lot of courses that are available. But yeah, please you just follow this format. Mm-hmm. Yes. Mirta, will you just be taking note of the questions so that we can do the Q&A at the end? Or we'll just
Um,
open the...
so far, people have been commenting in the chat, so at the moment we don't have any questions. Are you going to show us one CV and share
Oh,
the
yes, yes,
audio?
yes.
Yeah, so maybe we
Yes,
can do that.
definitely.
Yeah.
Okay, afterwards. Thank you. Okay, now how can I make how can I make people see my potential? Okay, so what if you are planning to to apply for an international degree program, get into a coding boot camp, do a student exchange or global internship. The right attitude, these programs are looking for people with the right attitude. Okay, so in a coding boot camp, they looking for people who can work independently, have the never give up attitude. So even if you have like if your computer crashed and all your hard work is gone away, of course there's cloud, right? So you can just simply move on and get back to work. Next, for those who are looking at MBAs to get into an MBA, they're looking for the kind of persons who have plans, business ideas. They're young, but they're already trying out different types of ventures or business interests. How you handle failure, that's also very important for them, right? Because they want, of course, in an MBA school, they want their candidates or the students to complete the entire program, right? So those are the types of attitudes they're looking for. How about those um who wants to get into internships? So they're looking at diversity, the languages that you can speak, how you can handle people with different views, and how much you know of global realities. So um my point here is when you are if your target are these things on the left, then yeah, you should showcase in your resume that you have the right attitude or the right mindset that is fitted for their program. So they're also looking at learning curve level, right? Do you have at least a good foundation in terms of academics, critical thinking, etc.? Do you have the confidence to lead the team, or can you work independently? So those of you who mentioned hard and soft skills, yes, but like what I mentioned, know your target and then personalize it. Think from their shoes. So that's one thing that can guide you when writing your resume. Okay, so when we're looking at relevant skills, um, what we want is to categorize it so the uh, the the evaluator can know that we are a good fit in terms of attitude and also ability, right? So we categorize personal skills and technical skills. Next, on our personal summary. Personal summary, this is an example. Right? So when we check out job ads or admission requirements, their first qualification is your highest educational attainment. So for this personal summary on the right, so he's not yet he did not complete yet his bachelor's degree, but he did say that he's presently on track, right? So the first sentence should address the first qualification. And then you can also state if you completed a relevant license or certification. Next, the next set of the next sentence should show that should express how you are a good fit because of the skills that you have honed. So, for instance, you are strong at this, you have mastered this, and write it in a way that shows that you have honed your skill. Okay. Now, the third sentence, we're already in the third sentence of your personal summary. It ought to describe your attitude so they know your values. You can also describe what your aims are, right? And obviously, this is a personal summary for one who is targeting an internship program. And the last sentence will should be your vision or the outcome that you aim to work towards. Okay, so I will just be reading it in full. So presently on track for a bachelor's degree in management and business. I have honed my skills in public speaking, fundraising, cultural work, and event organizing in various organizations where I have served. Energetic, disciplined, and reliable. I am keen to undertake placements where I can develop my mastery of marketing and business operations. And I have a deep passion for learning and taking part in finding innovative solutions to benefit the society. So, this kind of a personal summary is really fitted for one who is about to take on a global internship. Right. So, this is a template for you guys. Feel free to take a photo. Right. So, this one is for someone who already completed. I mean, these are just samples of how you can write it. So if you already a graduate, you can mention here you are prepared to assume roles as. So don't make it too difficult for the recruiter to know what kind of roles you're actually looking for. So that is why you cannot just submit just one resume. As much as possible, if you're gunning for something, then personalization is key, right? Energetic, who have honed skills, and etc. Relevant traits, capable of recommending ways to. There. So that's your what do you call that? That is your some template. Yeah. Okay. So now before we do the live audit, I would just like to share some common mistakes that job hunters make. Oops. Okay. So first is too lengthy. Okay. So the ideal length would be 2 pages max, especially that you are just starting out. So please do not submit more than 2 pages. If it can be 1 page, and that's also okay. Second is too vague. Okay, so that's the reason why I mentioned that you have to state your intention on the personal profile, and that one, or the personal summary part of your resume. So that one you can definitely tailor depending on what your goals are. Third mistake is a lot of acronyms. Okay. So, I mean, of course, if you have a PhD, it's understood by everyone. But if you're putting like some acronyms that are very industry specific, then better that you contextualize. So explain what these are. Next is, of course, grammar and formatting errors. So the way to go about it is you should proofread your resume, have someone who can really proofread it, because of course there are times that we get to miss some of the errors. And lastly, this is important, and it's template first. Now, I've seen a lot of like creative marketplaces, and they sell these templates. There's nothing wrong to it, but the thing is, it's like you fit your. The thing is, you are pressured to fit or to conform your content to the template, which should not be the case, because it would really look so weird, right? If there's a lot of spaces or too much bunched up, or you just wanted to make it so pretty, and then so the way to go about it is content flow first, rather than just stick to the template. I will just stop my share because I will be opening some resumes, and I'm just going to do a live audit.
Excellent. So we can see this in practice.
Yes.
So
If you
I
have,
sent you some resumes from some of our interns. That was the idea. So we're gonna see what's your
yes,
opinion on it.
yes. Okay, so let me just open it. Let me know if you can see it. I think I'll just share my entire screen. Yeah, okay.
Yes,
So
okay.
okay, so for this one, um like what first thing that I would like that I saw are some formatting, some uh formatting issues, right? So this could be this could actually be like positioned well. I mean, not all recruiters do will copy it like this. So if this is a like a formatting issue, better that you have the entire LinkedIn in just one line. Okay. So that's just one. The second is personalizing
Can
this
you zoom it a
personal
little bit
summary.
so we can also read what it says?
Oh yeah, sure. Okay. Hmm,
There to
how do
the
I zoom?
right, I think. You should have the
Oh yeah. Can you see
excellent,
it?
thank you. Yes, much better.
Yeah, okay, perfect. So if you have if you want them to look at your LinkedIn, okay, so it's better. I mean it's better that it's just in one line. Um yeah, second is like what I mentioned about using personalizing the summary. And this is very generic, right? So want to stand out, and the recruiter would like to know, don't make it like the burden of the recruiter to know where to place you, right? So yeah, this one should be personalized. Okay, so like what I mentioned about education, especially if there's like coursework here, you can also indicate it here. But the thing is, uh, if you already have work experience, just like this individual, then it is okay just to not to put too much on the education section, right? If it was if it was up to
Especially
me, I
because
would.
like this education is old, right? Like
Mm-hmm.
GCSE, like if
Yeah,
they're studying a bachelor in neuroscience, that's enough. Like that's the
exactly,
real study that counts, the university one. Yeah.
exactly. So since this individual already has work experience, I would move up the work experience to second section. Education goes down. You don't need to put this GSC grades 5 and 8. You do not even need to put this, right? So just this neuroscience would be, and this is an honors program, so this is pretty good. Already to mention. You can also indicate here expected graduation, right? Expected graduation 2025, etc., or 2026, depends on that. Okay, so on the work experience section, remember the tip that I gave about contextualizing, right? So you can also mention here like what is really your responsibility, like you're expected to provide excellent community service to around 20 to 30 customers that comes in a day or maybe in a month, so it's very interesting for an evaluator or recruiter to know just how much are you responsible for, or the scope of your work, right? So if you are organizing on the shop floor, what if you're also expected to organize not just on the shop floor, but on different other departments, then you could also mention that. Mm-hmm. Now, yeah, so like this, organizing one-to-one meetings with students. What's the frequency? Right? So completed a job simulation. This is one is a good one. You can also mention something like you completed it in a timely manner, meaning the target was 45 minutes, but you were already able to complete it in 30 minutes. This is just, sorry, this is just an example, okay? Or if there were some tasks that were not part of your, that's not part of your job description, but you were able to do it, or some special projects, then you can also mention it here. Okay. Okay, voluntary experience, relevant skills, languages. I would move the relevant skills and languages up right after the personal summary, and then the work experience would have to be immediately also up. Okay. When I look at resumes, I would always ask, what's your target job or what's your target role to apply to? And in that manner, I can be more strategic when looking at resumes. But okay, when looking at it in one go, those are the things that you can improve. Okay, there. Next, okay, so this one is the CV of Sam. Okay, I like what I like. Sorry, I'll just yes, there. So what I like about this is you mentioned here preparing to study a master's in poverty and development, right? So if this would be something that is also relevant to the roles that you want to apply to, then yeah, this is perfect. Now, experience includes administration, okay, and interpersonal teamwork and communication skills. Okay, so like the tips that I mentioned to you that you can add some more, then yeah, feel free to add it to your personal profile. Education and qualification. So this one is good because you mentioned the key modules. Um, the skills can actually be here, or it can be part of the whole skill section, like technical proficiencies and soft skills. Right. So yes, please remove this. This is no longer needed actually. The grade 9 mathematics, etc. Okay, what I like about how this resume is panned out is because you're mentioning here the context. You're explaining you created informative and promotional posts, right? You strengthen both teamwork, etc. You can even, if there are some posts and Child First UK is okay with you, sharing these as part of your resume, I would even put a link to the kinds of promotional posts that you do, especially if you're looking at another marketing role, right? So just a clickable link would do. Mhm. Also, if it's possible, if the company is allowing you to use whatever it is that you've written as part of your portfolio, then again, add a link. That would be more persuasive, actually. So you can even mention here to if there are some special projects that you handled, etc., or some recognition that was given to you or that you received, then you can also mention that. Okay. Okay. References available upon request. It's no longer. I mean, you don't need to indicate it there, right? But if in case there is still some space and it's relevant to the role that you're applying to, I would put some sort of like a testimonial at the end of a resume. It's not something it's not required, but it's a modern addition to a resume. Just to bump up your credibility. There, no longer needed this references upon request. Okay, and then I think I can do all four, Mirta.
Yes.
No, not a problem. Yeah, we have time anyway. All right. So this is of a front end engineer. I like how you mentioned that you have over a decade of experience. I mean, if you have that, then flaunt it, right? So um that's good. I would also do that. Now you also mentioned here your skills, and eager to contribute your people skills, etc. Now, I think what's missing here is what is it that you would like to I mean, are you looking for another front end engineering role, or are you wanting to join a specific industry? So those are some things that you can also add it here. Remember, let's not make the recruiters let's make the recruiter's job easy. Right? So there, and then the skills, yes. This is good. This is good that you mentioned the skills immediately. Then experience, move on to experience. Yeah, so this is of a technical resume. So it is expected that yeah, as much as possible, you are using the terminologies and language that is fitted to the kind of roles that you want to apply to, right? Now, one thing that you have to remember that even if you are in the engineering or technical professions, it will still be to your advantage if you mention something that you have strength in collaborating across departments, that you also are listening to users, and also like a user experience, or listening to feedback, etc. So please do not forget to also indicate that. I don't have this one is good. See, so this is what we call as an achievement. Uh, a statement that mentions also the impact or the outcome of whatever it is that you mention. Because if you say you implemented SEO best practices, you have to prove that it is in fact best practice, and this is what and you did it really good. So achieve 33% reduction, 6% increase. Yeah, pretty good resume. It is also expected that you would have a project section for someone who is in the technical or engineering. Yeah. Yes. This is a good resume. Yeah. Okay. And lastly, okay, so this is of Maria Williams. Okay, so if you are currently in Singapore for 2 semesters, okay. One thing that I would like to emphasize here is just too bad that this resume, had to conform with the template. It kind of looked a bit, there's a lot of blanks here. If, for instance, you're not like limited to the template itself, it would flow better. And like what I mentioned again, we'll just have to personalize the summary, right? So it's easy for you, because if you said you want to gain an extensive range of experience in the working world, well, there's a lot of experience that you can gain, but the thing is, what is it? And there will be big plus points if you can state it, right? So it can be based on the job description, or yeah, it really depends on what your aim is. Now, you can mention some numbers here, like how many customers do you actually help, given in a month's time or week's time. Um, yeah, or if you were also given a couple of major projects, because you mentioned a few of my responsibilities included, right? So you can mention those to add into what you're doing. Okay, optical assistant. So I guess, oh, it's a different company. So just add some more numbers here. And then brand representative. So you can for brand representative. I think what two things that you can to add on here is the kind of initiative that you're doing. So when you said effectively juggle different responsibilities, what are these? And yeah, that's one thing. The second thing would probably be if there's any marketing or sales that you've got to contribute, especially during the holiday season, or you were there in a very like what you mentioned, footfall was heavy during that time. So you can mention also some of the initiatives. Okay, I feel like
Lizelle, I
there's
have a
still
question
a
about
lot
this
more
CV.
missing. Mm-hmm.
First is all this information, educational information, L level, CGSC, should it be there? What do you think?
No,
This is the
it
same
should not
case,
be
right? We
there.
have a university
Mm-hmm.
degree that's what it should stand out, like graduation and
Yes,
relevant coursework. If we're going to use that space, we better put that information, right? And second, what about the
exactly.
format? Because we have a question here in the Q&A. Someone is
Mm-hmm.
asking, what is an ATS and how do we create CV ATS friendly?
Okay, so let me explain what ATS is. So ATS is applicant tracking software. These are being used by companies to make their lives easier. So they are screening in terms of keywords. They're also screening in they're screening in terms of keywords and whether um, your experience is a fit to their requirements. So when we say ATS friendly template, so we are talking about either Microsoft Word or PDF or sorry, I'm not an Apple user, so I'm not a Mac user. But as much as possible, submit something that is either PDF or Google Doc, right? So yeah, because that means the
And
format
how
will
is
not be
ATS friendly resume? Is this a good format?
well. You see, when it is submitted to me, it is a PDF. So as
Mm.
long as it is a PDF, it will be scanned. It is scannable. Now the problem here is um the the person Maria just looked at the format, and there's a lot of information here that will just be thrown away because it's no longer usable. So
Like what? What do you mean?
that's my answer. Like this English
Ah,
language,
okay.
English literature. Yeah. So just
Okay.
imagine the keywords English literature, mathematics, geography, but it's not really useful to the role that you want to apply to. So it will just be it will just be a waste. So if you're using something like something out of Canva, so please do not use a resume out of Canva unless it's a freelancing role. Um, but because it's not ATS. So as much as possible, try to keep it clear of any too much images, too many headers, etc., too much division of too much like um a lot of designs
Yeah.
on the resume. Yeah, it looks nice, but you're just
It can
it
work
will just be
against us.
confusing. Yeah.
So yeah,
Yes,
definitely.
yes, correct.
Okay, so we can wrap up at this moment, and maybe I have one last question. Someone is
Sure.
asking in the chat. This is also touching your LinkedIn expertise because someone is asking, what if you're seeking employment in a project management role based on current masters acquired, but your LinkedIn profile indicates more of a supply chain role kind of profile based more on experience and resume? Would that be disadvantageous if employer takes a look at my LinkedIn? How should I approach this?
Okay, so you're seeking employment in a PM role, but your LinkedIn indicates more of supply chain roles. Well, my quick answer there is you have to optimize your resume, sorry, your LinkedIn, so you can also yeah, so when they view it, then they would understand that your experience can also fulfill because it's more of a market It's more of a market transition, right? So project management role, supply chain role, sorry, it's a functional move. But just imagine that they're already screening at speed, right? So all that we can do is to showcase our LinkedIn so that they can understand that, okay, so this person is also looking for PM roles aside from that. There's a way. So you can use your headline to do it, but also in the about section.
Yeah, the about section sounds like a nice place to explain what roles are
Mhm.
being pursued, why, based on
Yes,
experience, training,
exactly.
etc. Yeah, it's perfect. Okay, so Lisel, if you had to share one last idea for our interns, about really putting ourselves out there when doing our resumes, what could that be?
Putting ourselves out there in terms of our resumes. I think one thing where people really struggle is collating information, really. I mean, no matter what age. Like, oh my gosh, I've done this work, I've done this already, I've done this, but we don't really document it. So a tip for you is to really have like a raw document handy, like whenever you receive some commendation from your boss, right? Or whenever you have a metric, or a numbers thing or something quantifiable, write it down because you'll never know. That will be your key that will be your USB, right? So yeah, that's where everyone struggles, and especially if you're already set to move, then you forget all those. A resume writer, a very responsible resume writer, will be asking those from you. And of course, if there's time element, then you'd have to be ready to give out those information
Yeah,
quick.
that's a great piece of advice, especially because at the age of most of our audience, we start having different jobs, different roles, working on different projects, and if we don't have some kind of a job notebook, like a
Yes.
journal where we write what we do, then in 2 years we'll forget, 5 years, 10, of course, and that's a good thing to really have our own data on what we've done, and then when we need to write and adapt, especially resume, then we have all the information fresh in this document, and then we can tailor it to the role, right? And check better for skills matching and everything. Okay, Lisa, thank you very much. My biggest takeaway from this session is a phrase you said, which was, don't make the burden for the recruiter to know where to place you, like make it easier for the recruiter to know where to place you, right? So that's the point, like making sure the resume shows our best, aligns with the job description, so we make it easier for the recruiter to know where to place us. Exactly, right?
Yes, exactly.
Excellent, Lisel. Thank you very much. And for everyone here, you can connect with Lisel on LinkedIn. You can stay in touch with her. Remember always when sending a message through LinkedIn, the important part is sending a nice message saying where you connect the
Yes,
speaker from, where you know them from.
exactly.
So in this case, you can say, hey, Lisel, I
Exactly.
participated on your webinar. It was really interesting. Happy to connect with you. That's very good practice. So once again, Lisel, thank you very much for being here with us, and thank everyone for having joined us.
Yay.
Thank you.
Congratulations. I'll just sorry,
Bye-bye.
I read
Yes.
that there are some who ran out of connection messages. I think I will be getting a photo and I'll be making a post. So yeah, just look out for it, comment on it, and I will
Yeah, and
connect
you
to
can
you.
also follow, right? So that's also an
Yes.
option to follow on her profile, definitely. Well, thank you very much, Lisel.
Thank you, Mirta.
And
Thank
thank
you,
you,
everyone.
everyone.
Have a good night.
Bye-bye.